What's up, everybody? Today, we're going to take a look at how Cade Cunningham and the Detroit Pistons took advantage of how the New York Knicks were guarding the high pick and roll ball screen. All right, so on this very first possession, it's very early in the game, right? A lot of what teams do early in the game is just to see how the other team is guarding a specific action. So right off the rip, we see how Cade Cunningham and Duran are in a high pick and roll ball screen with OG and Cat defending. And right now, what the New York Knicks are doing is sending two on the ball. And what K does a really good job of is once he sees two, all right, so once he sees that he has two on him, OG and Cat are on him, he gets the ball out of his hands quick, all right? So now pause. Right now, this is a great time where the New York Knicks are in rotations. Obviously, we have Duran, obviously on a short roll, and it's a 3-on-2 with Hardaway and Thompson versus Brunson and Hart on the backside. And what the beautiful thing to see is once this ball gets thrown out, it's a 3-on-2. Thompson's man, Hart, steps up, takes Duran on the roll, and now Thompson from the corner has a wide open lane to cut to the basket. Easy 2 points for the Detroit Pistons early in the ball game. Second time that they ran this high pick and roll ball screen was later on in the second quarter. Same exact thing. One thing that the Detroit Pistons did a really good job of is swiveling ball screens. So if Cat was on a specific side, Duran would swivel to send Cade Cunningham the other way. So now Cat has to make that second effort on the ball screen. Now it's a little bit easier to make that short roll bounce pass. And the same exact thing. Now it's a 3-on-2 on the backside. Thompson is now just roaming around on the back line of the defense. And now he just gets a simple drop off in that dunker position. All right, a couple possessions into the third quarter. Again, what the Detroit Pistons did a really good job of is swiveling those high ball screens. All right, again, now Cat's more at the level. Again, getting that ball out once Cade Cunningham sees two on him. So again, obviously Mikal Bridges, Cat. All right, once he sees two on him, it's that quick short roll. Now what the New York Knicks did differently was on this catch, they're moving down to take away the cut from Asir Thompson, right? So now what that does is leave shooters open on the wing. So Duran does a really good job here of reading that. They take away Asir Thompson's cut. Now he knows that it's a 2-on-1 between Brunson, Tobias Harris, and Hardaway, and he makes a really good read, hitting Hardaway on the wing. Again, a couple possessions later, again, high ball screen, pick and roll. Cade Cunningham, again, does a really good job once he has two on him. Hits that short roll. Again, Hart steps up, right? If we look, you see Hart is guarding Asir Thompson here. He's put in a little bit of a bind. Hart has to step up and take away the roll. And now it's 2-on-1 on this backside. Brunson has to make a decision, but he's a little bit too late. Drop off to Asir Thompson. Really good job by the Detroit Pistons. High ball screen. Again, I think Cat was trying to read that Duran may have swiveled this ball screen, but he doesn't. Cade Cunningham is now attacking to get downhill because Cat is late and not at the level. Again, Asir Thompson is just reading Josh Hart. Obviously, Hart is recognizing that Cat is not at the level, and he has to take a step up to take away Cade Cunningham's drive. Again, now it's just playing out of disadvantages. And Asir Thompson, again, cuts to the rim, playing it at dunker spot down low. On his last possession late in the game, the New York Knicks try something different here. And instead of sending Cat up with Duran, they send a guard up and hoping that they can just switch and keep a body on a body. So a little bit of confusion here is now they have McBride and OG on the ball. Again, two on the ball. K does a really good job of just playing off of instincts, reading. Again, Asir Thompson is cutting to the rim, right? And just settling in the paint. Again, really good read by Cade. Again, this is how the Detroit Pistons took advantage of that high pick and roll ball screens against the New York Knicks.